As some of you may know, that window back there leaked last year, probably about 4 months ago, and I made a whole video on resealing it, taking it out, getting rid of any of the rot that was there, and there was quite a bit on the around the window, and resealing it. This weekend, however, it was leaking down the bottom there. It was little puddles of water. I've seen that like every year. So it wasn't just the window that was leaking. Something else is happening. And in fact, right now, there is a little bit of water, a little puddle of about, say, big, underneath the window. I have my suspicions that it is actually condensation. But I want to take it all off and take a look. I'm not going to remove the window. It might be the window that's leaking itself rather than the framing. The window might be leaking, but it also could be, evidence seems to suggest, when I took it off last time, I saw like lots of rot above and below the window. So it does seem to be probably coming from the top above the window where the seal is and running around or whatever into the window. That doesn't make sense. Now thinking about it, that doesn't make sense, does it? It won't go round the window. Anyway, I'm going to take these two doors off, take that cupboard out so I can get the outside framing there where that's the blind, the white bit, remove all that and see what it looks like. I'm hoping that I'll be able to see evidence like drain marks or water marks of where it could be leaking. And it could also be leaking from the high brake lights as well, which I have my suspicions about that. But that should be an easy fix if I need to remove that and reseal it. One thing I should point out is that it didn't rain last night. In fact, it was a clear sky, so it would have been chilly and we would be getting like condensation today. I can see along here there are some beads of water gathered. And it's kind of up here as well. Could definitely be condensation or dew or something coming off the top of the roof there. It could also be the window rubber, which it gets sandwiched between the window frame and the plastic here. So now I've removed the blind, I can actually see what is going on. Well, what I believe is going on. Can you see that? That is condensation there, all the way along there. And there's some there as well. Now, I think it drips down into the channel. And then, because this is actually wet just here. Well, it was. And it runs down. In fact, you can see some stainage there in the corner and ends up down here. That's a puddle there, look. It's a little puddle of water. And it's it's a little bit wet along here as well. In the previous video, when I took the window out, I had to replace all this section here because it was just rotten. The wood there, the panelling, was all rotten, as well as the bottom here, and it's either dripping from here and going onto the window, or maybe it's coming from the light, which is just up here, the brake light. But I don't see any evidence of that, so I may get the hose out to test that out. But it does look like our culprit is the condensation. So the window frame is metal. All the clips and whatever are metal, and when it's warm in here, warmer than it is outside, of course, just like a Coke can, a nice cold Coke can, it's just going to create condensation, and we're going to get it pooling about on this surface here. We do see it mounting up along this rubber here as well at the bottom on all of our windows. I guess it just gets so much it runs over the top and onto this surface. So I can see staining here. You might not be able to see. In fact, there's a little drip already. Look, see that drip? Well, I've taken the polystyrene away just to see if there's any drips here. And it's condensation again. Yeah, there's a little bit of condensation there. I can see it just there. So I think what happens is that this is just fiberglass, and this obviously gets condensation on the inside of it. Yeah, that's wet. It just slowly makes its way down here, and then it's probably dripped over here, and then in fact there's a stain just there. This polystyrene doesn't seem to help that much. I suppose it will help, but not that much. Yeah, fingers are all wet. I mean, this is not the only part. Of course, it goes around the other side of the motorhome. The other side of the shower, say. And in the wardrobe or the locker. So it's not as if we've got a leak. We've got a condensation problem. And we've had it for years. Right, I'm going to see if the brake light and the seal leaks now, because that'll put my mind at rest actually. So that is good news. I've doused it with the hose a few times now, each time coming in here and checking to see if it is leaking. No leaks up here, no leaks. This is the camera here, no leaks here. Nothing around the window, so it is not leaking. It has to be condensation. Now I know there's some products out there, some stuff you can put on walls and whatever that these DIY camper van builders actually use, but I don't know how that would affect how would I actually apply that here, because what the problem is the window itself, the window frame is aluminium, so that gets cold. And also the screws and all these little clasps here, these little catches. So I don't know what to do. I'm a bit stumped. So if you have any ideas, let us know. Put your comments in the, the comments section, and yeah, you might be able to help me sort this problem out. Otherwise, we just have to keep mopping it up. I've got to put all this back now. So see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.